Well, good evening. It's hot here in Florida today. It was almost 100 degrees. It felt hotter than that. And the rain has passed, but the ground is soggy, and that's fine. I have a bunch of videos to get processed and uploaded. So I'm a little bit behind on my 100 and 100 Chi allenge, but it's all good. Everything flows and works out. And tonight I want to talk to you a little bit about a couple of terms in Qigong and Tai Chi especially. There's different forms of Tai Chi. And as I mentioned, the one I'm certified to teach is a Song style, and that's actually spelled like the word sun. And there's a concept in Tai Chi called Song, or Song. And roughly translated, it's really hard to translate into English some of these old expressions. And basically, on the broadest term, we might think it means relaxation. And that's true, but it's so much more than that. Really what it means is an inner relaxing and loosening and stretching from your joints from the inside out. So just the mere act of me stretching my palms open and relaxing my fingers gently. That's Song. And then our elbows and our wrists. And so all of this is considered Song, loosening and stretching. And this is where breath comes into play too, because as I've said, there's so many different kinds. And usually we think, okay, when I'm opening my chest, I want to inhale. It's a natural tendency to want to do that. And that's very much correct in many of the moves that we make. But sometimes we want to do it opposite, so that when we're contracting our muscles tightly, we can exhale, or we can inhale, and then exhale into just relaxing. So we can tighten up and then relax. And so when we do that, I'm standing in Wuji, so my buttocks, my tailbone is kind of down, relaxed, my knees are bent, I'm comfortable, so my chest is naturally kind of open anyway. And so I can pretend I'm on that string that runs through my spine up to the crown of my head, all the way up. I can pretend I'm on that string again, so that when I flex my muscles, I can exhale, but I'm stretching. And then when I release and relax, I go back into Wuji. So I'm still upright, I'm just very relaxed. And when I relax that way, it's a natural tendency then for our bodies also to want to inhale. Another way of thinking about it is like if you're bending you're picking flowers and you bend to smell them. Well, usually when we bend over, we're exhaling. This feels normal, right? But if we're all excited about smelling a rose, we might actually inhale as we're bending over to get the aroma. And then when we stand up straight and we're exhaling because we just smelled that beautiful perfume, we can relax and actually sigh with our breath. So some of that is a little discussion about song and what it means. Again, it's not just relaxing, but it's actually kind of loosening and stretching from the inside of your joints and then relaxing. And there's many ways and many body parts we can do that in. So play with that idea. And another term that I'd like to talk to you all about tonight is called Jing. And simply put, it means quiet mind. And since Qigong and Tai Chi can both be used as a form of dynamic moving meditation, it's a natural tendency for our minds to go wander off, you know, like, oh, did I put that on my grocery list? Or, oh, I have to go pick up the lawn, you know, the dry cleaning, or, oh, whatever it is. We have a million things running through our minds, and so Jing means quiet mind. And when our minds wander off on those little tangent thoughts, like that they'll do, they happen to us, we can just kind of like, you can picture their clouds floating away. That helps me. I like that image. But also, you can remember the word Jing, because you can snap yourself out of it by remembering Jing. It's sort of like the sound you might hear from a chime. Jing! And that can snap us out of our crazy minds back into the present moment and our breath and what our body is doing with the breath and how we're moving. One of the reasons why Tai Chi is so effective is because we do it so slowly. And here's the deal. They don't have to be grandiose movements like this. They can be small and gentle. And there's even little different subtleties and styles of movement. The Chen style is maybe one of the more sophisticated and tricky styles to learn, because there's so many little subtle nuances, and it has a lot to do with spiral motions and circles, because our body parts can do that easily. It's a natural tendency. So when we focus on that, on our movements and our breath, going slow really helps us pay attention to what we're doing, and it can help us it can help our body even memorize what we're doing, and then we can just become in the flow of it. Sometimes when I teach, though, I found that, okay, yes, go slow, explain the step, you know, what I'm doing, but then there's certain moves that we do that have more flow and sway in them, so I might speed it up just a bit. It's still slow, but I might speed it up just a little bit and have people practice doing it a little bit faster so they get the flow, the feeling going, which is, again, kind of goes back to song, because we have this ability to stretch and relax, and it is a very flowing thing that comes from within our joints outward, and it can almost feel like we're making little waves with our bodies doing that. So those are a couple of concepts you can think about when you practice moves. Myself, tonight, I'm going to work some on strength more than flexibility. And here's another deal. When we get older, actually it starts happening by the time we get into our 30s. Everybody goes through it. It's called sarcopenia. And basically what that means is that our bodies start to lose muscle mass. And I've noticed this past year myself that I've lost muscle mass. And here's the deal. I work outside physically. I'm not doing heavy duty cardio, but it's still physical and I do get a lot of exercise. But I've found that as we get older, if we don't pay attention to strengthening, it could lead us to some trouble down the road. And so that's why tonight I'm also going to be doing a session of squat moves. And the one I learned from Sifu Anthony is called riding the wild horse. And there's 3 different variations in that. Now, and the upper body movements are the same. It's all in how you position your feet is the only difference in the moves. So I'll be practicing some of that, and then also I want to do a quieter session where I'm really focusing in on some sung and flow and actually changing up how I move in some of the moves that I do all the time that have almost become autopilot. So I'm going to change them up a little bit in a different style, more chin, just to rattle my mind a little. It's good to shake that up and also wake up and activate different energy levels. And that's the beauty of all of this stuff, because there's so many ways it can be applied that honestly, I'll never learn it all in a lifetime. And I can't get bored with it because there's always something new. I'm always finding something new or different, even with moves I know very well. There's all these little subtleties. We get deeper into it the more we practice. So with all that said, all of you tonight, have a very good evening. I'm going to feel good after I have some practice, and then I'm going to go have some dinner. And I'll talk at you later. Bye.